Today we're going to be working on a 2019 Lexus RX 350. We're going to be installing the LEXK in this vehicle, and we'll show you how to do that. So our first step here is going to be taking off these two pieces of trim on either side of the center console. To do that, we're going to open up the center console lid, and then we're going to pry up with a pry tool and push out towards the passenger side. From here, you're just going to push towards the passenger side, and it should pop out. And then we're going to do the same on the driver's side here. So we're just going to pry towards the driver's side this time instead of the passenger side. And that'll come out. We can go ahead and close this for now. And then the next step will be taking off this silver piece of trim here. So we're going to take the silver piece of trim off here. To do that, we're going to pull towards the back of the vehicle, and these bottom clips should come out. And then from here, we're just going to work our way around, slowly pulling it out. And then as you can see, all these clips are going the same way, so it just pulls directly out. And once that's out of the way, one of the final pieces here is going to be this piece of trim with the start-stop button on it. It's a lot easier to get your pry tool in at the top up here and start to pry around. And then it'll just pop out of place. There's not many clips that hold that in. And then you'll just need to unplug the start-stop button. And that'll be on the back of the button itself. You just have to release the clip. And then this piece you kind of have to wiggle to get it out from behind the shifter. And then the plug that we just undid is down here. The clip's on top, or when the start-stop button is in the correct position, the clip is going to be towards the driver's side, or the left side. Alright, so we've got the bolt in here. We've taken it out. It's a 10 millimeter, so you'll just take your drill and you'll put that up in here, or ratchet if you're using that. You'll loosen that and it'll come out through this hole. And then we're going to have one on the driver's side as well. And this is going to be the spot for the driver's side 10 millimeter that holds in the radio. So as you can see, we've taken it out here. That'll be the same as the other side. You can use a ratchet or drill, and use a 10 millimeter to get that out. And then from here, we can pull the radio out. So now that we have the two 10 millimeters out that are in each corner, we're ready to take out the radio. I like to take off the shifter knob here, just so it doesn't get scratched up pulling the radio out. To do that, you're just going to pull down on the boot, and then we're going to spin off the top here. There we go. And now that we've got that out of the way, we're ready to pull the radio out. To do that, we're just going to use a pry tool and pull on the bottom, and pry on the top. We'll do the same on the driver's side. And now we've got that out, and we'll disconnect this clock plug up here. Alright, so we're going to disconnect the clock here by pushing down on the clip, and that'll slide out. And now we can finally pull the radio all the way out here. And then we're going to be disconnecting some of the connectors back here for our main harness, the MCF TEN, and then our other connections will be at the display itself. Alright, so we've got two connectors we need to disconnect back here. This top one here is going to be our 28-pin connector, and we're going to pull that one out. And the other one is going to be in this far right corner, and this should be our 10-pin connector. There we go. So these are the two we'll be disconnecting, and then we're going to be connecting ours there. So we've got our 28-pin connector here, which will go into the radio, and then this other side here of our harness is going to get plugged into the factory connector, and we're going to do the same here. So we'll plug in the factory connector to our female, and then this one's going to go into the bottom right of the radio. And now that we've got those installed, we can move on from here, and we're going to go up to the display. Alright, so to take out the display here, the first step is to take off this piece of trim right in front of the display. We're going to pry up right on the outer crease here, closest to the front of or inside of the vehicle. And once you've pried up on this side here, then you'll be able to tilt it up and pull out. And these are going to be the clips here that we have to tilt it for, that are at that angle. So that's what you tilt up and then pull out for. And then we're going to be doing the back side here as well. You can actually just pry up on this bottom corner here, and if it gets stuck on this corner, you're going to want to use your pry tool. But this cover slides onto the back of the actual display, and as you can see, we've got all the clips that hold it in. and these slide into little channels on the back of the display. So we'll pay attention to that when we put it back in. And now our next step is just going to be getting back here and doing our connections. So we'll show you that next. Alright, so we're ready to take out the three 10mm that hold this in. We're going to start with the one in the back right here. And then we've got the two in front. And once all three of those are removed, the display just pulls up. There's going to be a clip right here and a clip in the back. And then we're going to go ahead and unplug this. And then we're just going to set that to the side for a second. And we're going to get our cables ready to run in here. So we've got our GVMF cable here. We're going to go ahead and plug that into the back of the display. And then the factory plug here is going to go into our connector. And then now we've got that settled here. Go ahead and plug the power back in. And then this we're going to actually run down the side here and come down into the cavity where the radio is. And then we're going to run our harnesses all together to the glove box. So once we have the display back like this, we want to run our cables underneath it, and then we're going to push our GVMF through right here. And then underneath, we're going to reach up and grab that. There we go. And we're going to pull all of our slack through. And then now we're going to put the display back in. Make sure everything clips into place. And then from here, we're going to put all these back on. So we're going to start with the ones in the front. We've got our final one right back here. And now that those are in place, we'll put on the back cover. Alright, so ready to put this back on. We've got our grooves here on each side. There's going to be a little tiny channel that goes in. And once it's in, you'll feel you can't push it back. So we'll just push down. And we've got that in place. Now we'll put this front one in here. Remember, we do want it at an angle at first for those bottom clips closest to the screen. And once those are all in place, we're going to push along the seam here, and we've got the display back in. Now we can move on to our cables. So now with our GVMF cable here, we've got it coming out by the vents up top. We want to run it down under this bar, so it's now behind the radio, and it won't get in the way of our AC vents. And we want to make sure we don't bend this GVMF cable or get it kind of kinked up anywhere. And once we have it behind here, now we're going to work our way over to the actual glove box, and we'll show you how to do that. So to run our wires into the glove box, we first want to take out this part of the glove box. To do that, you're going to have to take off this little bar right here. And to do that, you just push against it. You want to kind of pull against the bottom as well so it doesn't snap. And then once that's out, you're going to push in on both sides and pull down. And then these will come off on the very bottom and the glove box will fall out. And then next, we're going to use this hole right up here that the glove box actually sits in to run our wires over to here. And we'll show you how to run them all the way around and put the unit in the glove box. Alright, so this is the hole that we'll be running the wires through right here. And then we're going to take off this air cabin filter here. And then to run our wires through, normally what we'll do is notch out a spot on here that we like best to run our wires through. And then we'll run them over into the glove box area. So what we want to do is we want to get our wires to that area where the air cabin filter is. And to do that, you're just going to push through this radio cavity area, and it's just straight through. There's nothing in the way of you pulling it through. Next, we'll do that with our power harness. And once we've got those through to here, now we're just going to go around this corner right here. So now we've got our cables through to the air cabin filter area. From here, just depending on how you want to do your install, you'll notch this out and run your wires through, or you can take out the glove box and drill a hole in the glove box. It doesn't matter as long as you're able to get your V-line in the glove box area. And now we'll go ahead and put everything back together and show you how it works. Alright, so now that we have all of our plugs back here and we have all of our wires ran to the glove box, we're ready to put the radio back in. To do this, we're just going to plug this top plug back in, And then you do want to make sure that all your VLine harnesses behind the radio are actually in place and not kinked or bent or anything like that. And if everything's right, it'll pop right back into place. There we go. And then next we'll be putting those two 10mm back in on each side. Alright, so we're going to put the 10mm in on this one. So next we're going to put on this piece of trim here. And we're going to leave the shifter knob off for now because it actually helps with getting this back on. And you want to line this up and plug back in the start-stop button. And then the tricky part with this one is making sure that your trim lines up properly on this corner and this corner. Sometimes you have to pull it back out a couple times to really get it lined up properly. But it looks like we got it first try here. And next we'll be moving on to this silver piece of trim. And that'll be going in on top. I like to start up in this corner first, work my way down, and before I start putting in the rest of it right here, I like to put in this bottom one, otherwise it's a little more difficult. And then we're just going to work our way down it and make sure that everything got snapped in. And the final piece we'll be putting back on these two sides. Alright, so we're ready to put these two side pieces back on. The first step is just kind of lining it up and getting some of the clips to seat. And then from there you can work your way down the panel. Just make sure all those pop in. Next we're going to do the driver's side. And the same thing here, we're going to line those up and push down. And now that those are in place, the final step will be putting back on this knob here, which we're just going to spin back clockwise this time. And once you feel it tighten up where it's difficult to turn, right about there, we'll slide the boot back up. There we go. Now we've got everything installed and we're ready to test it.